What's up, fellow collectors? Welcome back to the M.I.B. Master Toy Museum. I'll be a curator today. Guys, more fun, more excitement. Here from the museum on a Saturday. Just taking it easy down here. We're back with our top 100, top 10 for today of my favorite collectibles in my museum. And we have another 10 for you, another 10 of my absolute favorites. These are items, collectibles in my museum that I absolutely, positively cannot do without. Some of these are impossible to find. Some of these are very easy to find. Some of these are extremely rare, like one-off type. And they all have one thing in common, though. They're my favorites. You know, if I had to do without, these are the 10 or the top 100, if you will, figures that I would absolutely, under no circumstance, give away, trade. If I had to save 100, these would be the 100 that I would save. And we have 10 of those figures today. This is episode 6. As you can see, I got my coffee right here, guys. So we're gonna have some fun. I'm gonna actually put this down for a minute. Hold on for a second. Try not to damage anything while I set my coffee down. Okay, guys, we have Lady Pop Hunter to thank for giving us this idea. She gave us a challenge, actually, months and months and months and months ago. The challenge was to pick out my top 10, my favorite. I failed miserably at that challenge. So we had to recreate a challenge. We had to kind of overhaul the challenge, if you will. So I said I could do my top favorite 100 figures. I could sleep better at night knowing that it was the top 100 as opposed to just 100, because it was too difficult. And even now, it's very difficult. That's why it's taken so long. But let's get started, guys. And right, first and foremost, I'm gonna bring this guy here, front and center. This is extremely rare, okay? Only one in existence. And when I tell you it's for me, and it is me, that's because it truly is. My good friend, Ted Adam Green, good collector buddy, but more importantly, a good friend of mine. He and a team of collectors created this figure for me. It's called Surge. This is me, M.I.B, as a superhero. And Ted and his friends designed this. As you can see, the M.I.B mitten box. They designed everything from the figure itself, the outfit, the card art, everything. They even got the little Figures Toy Company tab on it. It's literally mint on card. This figure right here means absolutely the world to me, because A, of who gave it to me, but B, because it's literally me as a superhero. I would love to be a Surge. Just great artwork, the design, everything about this figure is just beautiful. I'm supposed to be the Flash or a resemblance of him anyway, with that type of power, I should say. But my costume is a lot cooler, right? I'll turn this around and it has a lot of Easter egg items in it, if you will. Little different things that you could pick up on that tells the story of me, the M.I.B. master, curator, the toy museum, everything. It has my story here. If you want to pause your video, everything was just so well thought out. There's my picture here. How can't this not be one of my favorites, right? not suitable for children under 50 years. Here's my key saying there, key phrase: God bless, stay safe, and keep collecting. There's M.I.B. Mitten Box, official limited edition action figure with original detail and quality. These are the names of all of the fantastic people that had something to do with the creation of this beautiful Surge figure. And I thank each and every one of these guys for doing this for me. There's our Visit M.I.B.'s YouTube channel. So that's Surge, one of my absolute favorites. And I'm going to see if I can put him back over here. Let me see if I can get him up here without harming him. There we go. Moving right along, guys. Steve the Scout by Kenner. Let's set it up here, see if he'll stand for me. The Steve the Scout figure is a figure that, and I like to give David Eon, aka Open by Chance. Check his channel out, guys, Open by Chance. I like to give him a big, huge shout out because I'm putting 2 and 2 together now. This was a Christmas gift. David was my Secret Santa, and this is what I received as my gift from the Secret Santa giveaway from David Eon, aka Open by Chance. I'm starting to put 2 and 2 together now. I mentioned this particular figure a long time ago on one of David's live streams that I appeared on. They did an interview and we were just talking and had a lot of fun. It was a great interview, a great live stream, just a fantastic show. I mentioned this figure and about maybe 15 or 16 other figures that at some point when I am retired from collecting toys, at some point I will retire from collecting toys, there's about 15 or 16, maybe even 20 items out there, collectibles, that I would love to have in my collection, just to call it a career at that point, a collecting career when I retire. This Steve Scout, the official Scout High Adventure, approved by Boy Scouts of America, was one of those action figures. He is in his box. The box, it's very, he's in there. I checked. Believe me, guys. It's a very intricate way that they have him packed in there with a header board on the top. So it makes it really tough to kind of take him out like that. But he's in there. He's in fantastic condition. This is from 1974. Year there, 1974. Kenner created this beautiful figure. And this is one that I had to have when I retired from collecting. I said, if I can ever get this guy. He's kind of hard to find, but to receive this guy as a Christmas gift for my Secret Santa, David Eon, I can't thank you enough. It's a blown out look here at the back of the box. Everything about this box is just beautiful. Steve the Scout, fantastic. And we're gonna keep it moving, guys. Let me see here. I'm trying to set him. See, this is the problem when where you get, you try to move stuff around here. Let's go to Castaway Toys Creepy Classics, aka the Deal Maker. Jason Schiermeyer and David Lee teamed up for the 15th anniversary of Castaway Toys a couple of years ago, I think 2020. And they created this fantastic figure. Extremely exclusive, very limited. Only 50 were produced. And I have one, and as a matter of fact, I have number 40 of 50. I have number 40. The Deal Maker is a figure that is just near and dear to my heart. He's a beautiful figure. He's beautifully made. Heavy on the detail. Every little thing from his playing cards that you can see back there. This little bottle here. It has glow-in-the-dark powder. Even his cane here. The red ruby there. The beautiful hat, top hat. Yes, with a card in it. He comes with a ton of items. Awesome outfit. Beautiful head sculpt. Get you a blown out look. If you were one of the lucky collectors that got one of the 50 of these guys, you know what I'm talking about. Just a beautiful, beautiful figure. Like I said, it's very limited. It's one of those figures in my collection that, like I said, I have to have it. Can't go without it. You know, if I'll never trade it. I'll never sell it. I'll never give it away. It's definitely in my top 100. Let's turn this around a little bit. On the back, it gives you the story of the Deal Maker. Certificate of authenticity. I have as you can see, I have number 40. Number 40 of 50. Produced. Every little thing. They didn't leave anything out. Like I said, it's a beautiful figure. It's like I said, it's one of my absolute favorites. When they announced that they were going to be making this figure, I had to have it. No ifs, ands, buts about it. I had to have it. And that's our Deal Maker. Another one of my favorites. Let's move him to the side. Let me see. I am trying very carefully here to do this video and put items back at the same time. Here's one right here. Figures Toy Company. Let's say 2015. Yes. 2015, Figures Toy Company announced that they would be bringing out the old Mego retro figures. You know, a throwback, a salute, if you will, to the Mego World's Greatest Heroes figures from the 1970s, early 1980s. And everybody went crazy. Anybody that collected Migos or had Migos back in the 1970s as kids went nuts as collectors now. In 2015 it was, when this was announced. And this is my Batman retro 8-inch action figure from Figures Toy Company. Only 100 of these were made at the time. I have number 42 of 100. Made to the exact likeness and specifications of the Batman Mego figure that I had when I was a kid. The head sculpt automatically brings back all those fantastic childhood memories I had of my Batman Mego figure back in the day. It just comes rushing back in. But this is the figure I absolutely had to have as a collector. It's one that I keep very close here in the museum. Even with Mego bringing back the actual Mego figures from the 1970s. You know, the Batman with the removable cowl, Robin with the removable mask, all that. That is fantastic. But back in 2015, before Mego returned on the scene, this was it. To me, this will always be it. This is still one of my favorites. That has not changed. That won't change. Even when Mego makes one that looks just like this will still remain one of my absolute favorites. So that's my Batman figure. And if you have this figure, you know what I'm talking about. It's a fantastic figure. Moving right along, guys. Where are we at now? We are at, let me see, 1, 2, 3. Is this number 4? No, this is, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is number 5, I believe. Yeah, number 5. This is my tour rack. Let me bring him back a little bit. Get him out the light. Get you a blown out look of tour rack. From Estrella, this is the Falcone figures. This is my tour rack. He's the enemy of Falcone. This was released a few years ago. When I say few years, I'm gonna say probably 2018. This figure could only be purchased from Brazil. And the Brazilian toy maker, Estrella, sold Caswell Collectibles a number of cases of this beautiful figure, along with other Falcone figures during that time period. So that made him a very exclusive, very difficult to get. And in some cases, in some circles, you can call him rare. Not many were produced, and even less were made for the US market. So having this Torak figure, which I remember very well, you see the light that can come on if you press the back of his button on this. Let's see. Yeah, this is, can't make his light turn on, though. You have to open him up for that. And our Torak is for museum purposes. So I'm sorry about that, guys, but this was just a fun one right here for me. I'll give you a shot of the back of the box, though, because the artwork is just fantastic. There's a Torak here. Contra Falcone. There's that beam of light there coming from Torak's chest plate here. Eyes light up. instructions where you put the batteries at for Torak. It's all in Portuguese. As my Brazilian brothers and sisters informed me. That's Torak. Moving right along, guys. Guys, your thoughts. We want to hear it all, guys. Your opinions, everything. Do you have any of these collectibles? Are some of these your favorites? We want to hear all that. Right in the comment section, right underneath this video, guys. This is my G.I. Joe 1st Marine Division Korea. This figure is one of my favorites for a lot of reasons, but the two primary reasons are, for one, I always thought this was one of the coolest figures, G.I. Joes, that came out back in the early 2000s. I want to say 2001, somewhere around there, 2000, 2001. But another reason it quickly became one of my absolute all-time favorite G.I. Joes in my collection is because it was so difficult for me to get my hands on. I took a trip during the Christmas holidays to Detroit, Michigan. And I was in a Toys R Us. I always go to a Toys R Us when I'm out of state. And this was during Black Friday, I remember. And this particular figure right here, I found in a toy section. And the only problem was I was with some friends and they were waiting for me in a car. I was standing in a line. True story, guys. I kid you not. The line wrapped all the way around. The line had to have 100 people in it. It was all the way through the toy aisles and everything. And here I am standing in line with my G.I. Joe 1st Marine Division Korea figure. And I was determined I was going to wait it out. I was going to wait it out under any circumstance. I was going to get this figure. Well, guys, the line was just too long. I had to leave my 1st Marine Division Korea G.I. Joe figure at that Toys R Us in Detroit, Michigan. And it took me another, oh my goodness, another 12, 13 years, somewhere around there, maybe 10, another 10 years to get this figure. That's how long it took me to find him. Because then, you know, G.I. Joe stopped production. Everything went to the secondary market as far as finding these figures. And this one I could never find. And if I found it, it was never in the condition I wanted, which the box had to be perfect and everything. So the good people at Collectibles actually had this on their website for sale, up for sale, 1 year. And I purchased it. And as you can see, just everything from the folded sleeves, everything, the weapons, the hat, the helmet, I should say, with the cloth-covered, camo-covered helmet, everything. Dog tags, beautiful head sculpt. Everything about this figure I absolutely love. So I purchased it, and the rest, as they say, is history. And that's my 1st Marine Division Korea figure. Love it. Absolutely had to have it, guys. Moving along, guys, in our top 10 for today of my favorite top 100 figures. This is my Falcone astronaut figure. Another very difficult figure to find. Exclusive, expensive, you name it. It's from Brazil. And I got it from Collectibles, who was able to purchase, you know, a few cases of this beautiful figure. I believe even as we speak, you might be able to get one on Collectibles right now. They're going for over $100, and that's not including shipping. So you expect to pay close to maybe $115 for this figure. Depends on where you live at in the world or in the United States, guys. Wherever you live at, it depends on the shipping. So, but he's very expensive, and he is worth every cent. Everything about this beautiful Falcon astronaut figure, I absolutely love. I have number 1,252. He's limited. They didn't make a ton. I found that out, what that number meant. Good collector buddy of mine shared that with me. He's very exclusive. He comes with his radio, a flashlight there, like a pickaxe there, backpack here. There's his life support system here, dog tags. I love the old fishbowl helmet. He has the movable eyes, the eagle eyes, if you will. And the artwork on these boxes are it's just fantastic. When I saw this, Cosmo Collectibles talking about this and putting this up and showing some pictures of it, it was literally love at first sight. I just recently purchased this. So for this to make my top 100 tells you what this figure really means to me, because I just bought this about maybe not even a year ago, maybe 6 or 7 months ago. So that's what it really means to me. Very special. I'll turn it around for you. This is the back. Like I said, the boxes this is a massive box. It's extremely heavy. But it has a ton of fantastic other Falcon figures, the Kung Fu grip figures. This is the one I've been chasing. I couldn't catch up to it. This is our Falcon astronaut figure. Moving right along, guys. And this one's not gonna behave for me. So I'm gonna have to kind of do some finagling here. Okay. I purchased this in 1998. It was for the 1999 35th anniversary for G.I. Joe. Got this from Toys R Us back in the day. And it too has a fantastic story. Hasbro kept pushing the release date back on my G.I. Joe U.S. Army Courier WLA 45 Harley Davidson motorcycle with figure, with the driver, a courier, if you will. They kept pushing it back. I guess they were having issues with the motorcycle itself, the WLA 45 Harley Davidson military motorcycle. They were having issues with it. They wanted it to be as close to the actual WLA 45 Harley Davidson military motorcycle as possible. So they kept pushing the release date back, which was driving collectors crazy, because I believe this is my first vehicle that I've ever bought from the Hasbro for G.I. Joe. This is the first vehicle I had, a G.I. Joe vehicle I had in my collection. You can see it's got the machine gun harness over there, holster over there that attaches to the bike. The bike itself, this is absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. Yes, the tires are real rubber. They didn't leave anything out. They didn't miss a trick on this particular figure. Beautiful in every way. He's one of my absolute favorites. There's 2 more motorcycles that was made for the Harley Davidson collection for G.I. Joe. But this is my absolute favorite. This was also the very first one that came out. So I had to have it. Like I said, beautiful in every way. He has a pistol holster on the other side. Display friendly. It came with a, as you can see, he's on a base here, mounted on a base. Everything's still locked in as if it were the very first day when I purchased it. He's never been out of his box. He's got the saddlebags back there, which is just a beautiful touch. Got cantina around there on the back. That's beautiful. But one I absolutely had to have. Hard to find these days. You can get them at a good price though, but they are hard to find in this condition, I should say. But you can still get them. You can get anything, guys. The internet, the power of the internet is too powerful. So you can definitely find these guys. Some of these figures are extremely expensive though on the secondary market. I warn you in advance if you're trying to find anything up here on this stage. Some of it you can find pretty easy, other things not so easy. The next one, bring this up here. We have another Action Man. Move over here. Captain Action, I'm sorry. This Action Man. No, not Action Man. Captain Action. My Dr. Evil as Ming the Merciless. Arch enemy of Flash Gordon. This is one that I purchased off of eBay from a really cool collector. I think I got most of his Captain Action figures. But I saw this one. It's one I didn't have at the time. I was trying to build my, complete my Captain Action collection. And I didn't have this particular Ming the Merciless. So I looked up some pictures and I saw this on eBay. And the seller had a ton of pictures. And it was love at first sight. The fifth panel, everything about this was just beautiful. I believe Playing Mantis made this. Playing Mantis put this out. This is from the late 1990s, 97, 98, somewhere around there, 96. But Ming the Merciless and Dr. Evil. So this Ming the Merciless head sculpt is really a mask that just goes over Dr. Evil's face. The selling point for me was everything from the mask, the head sculpt, everything, to this beautiful, absolutely gorgeous outfit. To a staff here, I guess crystal ball here. You see the Captain Action card back there in the back. The comic book, beautiful comic book drawing here. All galactic beings will fall to my evil empire. And then gives you a little background history here. Expand my empire. But this beautiful cape. It's a blown out look here. Got this ray gunner. Whatever time period you're from, whatever you want to call it. I call it the ray gun. Just everything is nice and shiny, just beautiful, clean. He's locked in there really good. He's never been out of his box. It's never been open. But this is one that I absolutely can't do without. I think about this figure all the time. If I'm down here, I'll look at it a little more often than I will my other figures. It's just one of my favorites. This is how well made toys were back in the 1990s. And this was a toy. Make no mistake, this was not a collectible. This was a toy. This was made for kids to play with and enjoy. And, you know, we collectors got our hands on it. So here it is in a museum. 25 plus years later, untouched, but still being enjoyed. I don't know if I can put that back out. Hold on. I'll wait. I believe we're down to our last one, guys. Our last one. Let's get it in here, guys. Another awesome Castaway Toys exclusive, produced by Jason Schiermeyer and David Lee. I believe David Lee owns the rights to Action Jackson. It was a Mego figure back in the early 1970s. At some point, David Lee bought the rights to Action Jackson, so he owns the rights to Action Jackson, and he and Jason Schiermeyer, for the 50th anniversary of Action Jackson, made this beautiful 2-pack set that sold out immediately. You know, but I believe on Jason Schiermeyer's toy website, you can still get them. White Elephant Toys website, you can find this figure. I thought I saw this figure on there, this 2-pack set. Action Jackson is one of my favorite Mego figures because I didn't have it in the 1970s. I didn't know it existed until later on. I kept seeing these figures, and to have the modern version and the vintage version of Action Jackson in a 2-pack set was absolutely brilliant by Jason and David. You have the modern Action Jackson logo, and then there's the vintage retro logo. Same with the head sculpts. What Action Jackson would look like now in the 21st century as opposed to back in the 20th century. 1971, and I believe this came out about a year or so ago, 2021, something like that. But it's a massive 2-pack set. When they announced it, I absolutely positively had to have it. No questions asked. I had to get it. Yes, it's expensive. Very much so. I think so. Even now in the secondary market, it's even more expensive. So if you were one of the lucky collectors that actually got this set when it first came out, congratulations, because it is literally a part of toy history. And that's another reason I had to have it for my museum. We want items like this that are difficult to get, that are limited, that are exclusive from different toy companies, because we know they're not gonna be around much longer. How many people kept these guys in their clamshell casing, I don't know. But here at the M.I.B. Master Toy Museum, our Action Jackson is in fantastic condition. Mint, museum, cherry mint condition, sealed. Just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. You can literally just see the difference between 1971 and 2001. And these were on the new bandless bodies, I believe. I'm almost positive. Guys, your thoughts. And their pistols are here right behind them too. Your thoughts, your opinions. We want to hear it all, guys. Let me see if I can turn this around. Get you a blown out look at the back of it. Yeah, this is supposed to be a what's the word I'm looking for? Action Jackson was supposed to be the answer or the equivalent to G.I. Joe from the 1970s. You know, he came with a ton of equipment, different accessories, vehicles, weapons, you name it. You could buy the add-ons and everything. You know, buy your Action Jackson figure separately, and then all the other awesome things, you know, come sold separately. But just fantastic. Guys, I believe that's the end of our show for our top 10. I think I covered everything. Your thoughts, guys, your opinions. This was episode number 6 of my top 100 for MIB's favorite collectibles in the museum. Stay tuned, guys. We have more fun on the way. You know the routine. God bless. Stay safe. And by all means, keep collecting.